Welcome and thank you for joining us. We are looking at KCSE 1996, Paper 1, question number 17. The data given below represents the average monthly expenditure E in Kenyan pounds on food in a certain village. The expenditure varies with the number of dependents D in the family. We have a table having the number of dependents and also the expenditure E in Kenyan pounds. Part A on the grid provided, plot E against D and draw the line of the best fit. Then B, find the gradient and the E-intercept of the graph. C, write down an equation connecting E and D. Then D, estimate the cost of feeding a family with 9 dependents. You realize we are going to plot E against D, and therefore on the y-axis, we are going to have expenditure. That is expenditure E in Kenyan pounds. We are also going to have the number of dependents. We are going to have dependents on the x-axis, which is D. From there, you realize the number of dependents are ranging between 3 and 32, and therefore we can decide to choose a scale of 1 centimeter to represent 5 units, or to represent 5 units. If this is 0, we are going to have 5 here. We are going to have 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and 40. Then on the expenditure side, we are going to have values ranging between 210 and 500. So we can decide to choose a scale of 1 box to represent 50 units or Kenyan pounds. So we are going to have 0, then 50, 100, then 150. We have 200, 250, then we have 300, then we have 350, then of course 400, then we have 450, then we have 500 here. That means we have used a scale of, that is on y-axis, 1 centimeter represents 50 Kenyan pounds, and on the x-axis, 1 centimeter represents 5 dependents. Once we are able to choose our scale properly, then now we can move and plot our graph. Remember, 5 units or dependents along the x-axis. One small box is going to be 1 unit, and on the y-axis, we have one box that has 5 smaller boxes. That means one smaller box is going to be equal to 50 divided by 5, giving us 5. From there now we are able to do our plotting. When dependents are 3 is here, then the value of expenditure is 210. So 210 is going to be here. Then when it is 10, when it is 7, it is 250. 7 is 2 boxes after 5. Then we are going to have 250 here. When it is 12, we are going to have 305. 12 is 2 boxes after 10. 200, 305. This is 300, 305 will be approximately here. Then when it is 25, it is 440. 410, 20, 30, 40 is here. And when it is 32, it is 500. 32 need 2 boxes after 30. We are going to have 500. Once we have all our points plotted, we can now move and join all the plotted points so that we can get our line of the best fit. These are the line of the best fit. Then from there, we are able to answer the questions that we have. After doing part A of the question, B is getting the gradient and the e-intercept. From here, we can get the e-intercept, which is the same as our y-intercept. And in this case, we look at where the line intersects with the expenditure, which is our y-axis. And in this case, it is 180. And from there now, we are able to get the gradient, that is 180. And for us to get the gradient, we can pick the points from the table or simply pick any 2 points on the graph. From the table here, you realize for us to get the gradient, we are going to take the change in y over the change in x. And in this case, we are going to have 440 minus 305 divided by, we have 25 minus 12, and this one is going to give us, if you use a calculator, we are going to have 105 out of 13, which is going to translate to 10.385, which is around 10.4. And we can just round it up to the nearest whole number as 10. Once we have the gradient, we can now be able to proceed and write down the equation connecting A and D. Remember, these equations are usually in the form of y is equals to mx plus c, because this is a straight line where E is represented by the expenditure, which is going to be equal to m. M is the gradient, which is 10. And of course, our x is going to be represented by D, which is the number of dependents, plus C, which is the y-intercept. And of course, the e-intercept is actually 180 from what we have obtained. And this is actually part C of the question. And for us to tackle part D, estimate the cost of feeding a family of 9 dependents, and therefore the cost is the same as expenditure, which is going to be 10. You multiply by D, which is 9, plus of course 180. This one is going to give us 90 plus 180, giving us Kenyan pounds 270. That brings us to the end of that question. Thank you for watching and welcome to our discussion. And in case you are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that anytime we publish a video like this, you will automatically be given a notification. For any personal arrangements, feel free to contact us through 0701 686 283, and we shall be glad to get back. Thank you and welcome.